Hi, I'm Mark Auslander in the Cultural Production Program at Brandeis. There's a lovely painting on display currently in the Rose Art Museum's exhibition, Master of Reality. The painting is Chie Fueki's The Nature of How We See. The artist explains that the work is modeled on a soccer or football jersey she made for herself, emerging out of her girlhood in Brazil, where it was difficult for girls to play soccer. In her work, Fueki draws on a global storehouse of images, including Greco-Roman statuary, but I'm especially interested in her references to Japanese aesthetics and spiritual traditions. To begin with, the brocaded jersey floats over a muted field, evoking other Japanese textiles. Beyond that, the painting seems consistent with Japanese votive images, created as offerings to the divine. These sacred images simultaneously honor the kami and teach the faithful how to perceive reality. Similarly, the pixelated forms of Fueki's paintings emulate conventional processes of vision, activating rods and cones while helping us to perceive a unified, discrete form. The four lightning-like zigzags on the shoulders and legs of the shirt manifestly recall the insignia of superheroes' uniforms, and the jersey is, of course, empowering. But to my eyes, they also call to mind the Japanese shide, zigzag-shaped paper streamers that adorn Shinto shrines, signaling the presence of the divine. As in many Japanese sacred images, there are striking gender-bending qualities to the painting. One thinks of the images of the compassionate Bodhisattva Kannon, for instance, which is usually coded as female in Japan, but which moves back and forth across gendered reference in Asia. The double zeros may in part evoke breasts, as well as the anomalous status of a female soccer player. Yet in the groin area, one discerns, emerging out of the yellow field, the outline of the male genitalia. This seems consistent with the Lacanian concept of the phallus, by which Lacan means emphatically not the male biological genitals, but rather the symbolic capacity to act forcefully upon the world, a capacity for Lacan which can migrate back and forth between male and female subjects. In all these respects, the painting seems to be consistent with the classical Japanese aesthetic and spiritual principle of mitate, the mimetic art of citation. Creating a likeness of a thing in many Japanese religious traditions is a supreme form of veneration, bringing a represented entity into full reality. The nature of how we see is thus not simply a representation of how we naturally see things. It creates or performs a new way for us to perceive reality, and in so doing, it helps to make that form of vision true. Please post a response. We'd love to hear your reflections on this painting. Thanks.